Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I have I have quite a lot of updates. I feel like I have not done one. I actually don't think I've done one since like June. And so a lot of things have been growing, a lot of things have been flowering, and so I really am just so excited to show you guys. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Okay, so first order of business. Do we see that? This lighting does not do it justice. I wish I had better lighting for you guys, but my pinguicula flower has opened. Look at that beauty. You guys, it is so cute. Oh my goodness, I love this plant. If you guys are thinking about getting one, I honestly recommend it. It has been such an easy experience for me. It is a really speedy grower, like you guys. I don't even know where it's gonna fit all of this growth. I might even have to move up the vessel pretty soon. And then my Drosera is also oh my god, you guys. Oh, I actually saw a picture of these flowers. I'll pop in some pictures so that you guys can see them too. I didn't think that they were like anything special. I honestly thought they were like really like ugly flowers from like what I've seen before, but I guess it's like different Drosera. And these flowers are so pretty, and I haven't really noticed that this one smells like anything, but I'm wondering if these have any sort of scent and if it will even be like a good scent, because I mean they catch flies. I don't know. Oh, another thing that I completely forgot to mention was this light. I used to have two Barina lights in here, but yeah, we're not going to talk about that yet. We'll get to that pretty soon. This is my Brazilian rain tree, and I have kind of been talking about this, kind of not. This is a tree that's used for bonsai. I just am amazed at the canopy of this. My brother also really enjoyed this, but when I first got this, I started doing like bonsai stuff on it, and I since then have obviously stopped because I was kind of like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I'm going to start doing it again because I kind of have a vision for this. I really like the bonsais that like cascade downwards, and I feel like this could really fit that look, especially with the way that the foliage lays. I just don't know how the light source would really work, but if you guys want to see like updates on that, maybe I'll like take you guys through my first time trying bonsai. I definitely have been looking for a pot as well. Right now, as I'm filming this, it is currently like Amazon Prime Day or something like that, so I might check out those ones, but I haven't found one that I like truly enjoy, and this one would definitely need to be a bit smaller, so I don't know. You guys, this thing is thirsty. I actually the root growth on this, oh my god, you guys, I love this plant so much. It's such an easy grower as well. I also took some propagations of this, and they're in this little vase thing. They took a while to root up, but now that they've rooted up, they're just kind of like growing whichever way. Like they're just growing crazy now that they have roots established, which is awesome. Another plant that I want to talk to you guys about is my Jose Buono. This plant has been through it all, you guys. Look at this. Okay, this plant, it got root rot a bit ago, and since then it's sort of recovered. I haven't seen any like active roots down in the pond, but I have seen some in here, which is good, but I just hope that it's not like rotting down here. Maybe I'll try and check it out, but I mean, it seems to be really happy. You guys, look at this new leaf. This was the newest leaf before that, and these are the leaves that it had before it gave me this ginormous leaf. You guys, I am so happy with this. Literally so happy. It is such a beautiful plant when it matures as well, so I just cannot wait. I also want to talk to you guys about this one. This is actually a new plant that I got last month, I believe, and it is called a purple passion. I will put in the like scientific name, but I really do love this plant. I don't even know what interests me about it. I guess just the fluffiness. It really is a true like velvet leaf plant, and so it kind of reminds me of like the I'm like blanking on the name, but I'll pop in some pictures of what I'm talking about. I don't know why I can't think of the name, but yeah, I just really liked the like purpliness. Here, let me show you guys it in different lighting. Also a really thirsty plant, by the way, but the way that the like purple makes this glow, oh my goodness, I am like, my plan was to put this in a terrarium, but I actually ordered a terrarium plant. Might still go in a terrarium, might not. I'm just sort of taking my time to curate that terrarium. I'm not like in any rush, so it's not going to be a project that's anytime soon, but still definitely feel free to let me know if you guys would like to see that, because I would not mind putting that together for you guys. You guys, my alocasia dragon scale is struggling back here. I don't know what is happening. It was growing some roots, but since then it's kind of dwindled down to just a curled up little leaf. And I do have some corms. I am trying to get this to still root up, but you know, I always have those corms as backup as well. If you guys didn't know, I had 3 pot of micans. I have my big one up there, and then I had this one, and then I had another small one that was in leca, and I just combined my 2 smaller ones. This thing was honestly looking really like scraggly and leggy, so I was like, you know what, I will do without the stress of another one, and I'll just combine these 2, and it looks so much better. I also chopped this, so it's starting to give me some new vines out of that, and the roots on this are amazing. I was struggling with like overwatering this. I think the plants that were in leca before this have really enjoyed the transition from like leca into this like more chunky cocoa bark sort of mix, and so they're just kind of like going off, which I love. I'm not mad at that. Alright, and lastly on this shelf I have my Tradescantia. This is the Tradescantia Pink Princess, I believe, or the tricolor as well. Y'all look at these roots. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I did pot this up. It was in, or I did upsize it, I mean. It was in a like really small like butt shot glass type of thing. If I find some old footage, I'll pop that in, and it was just drying out so quickly, you guys. Like, I think I was watering it at least 3 times a week. Yeah, it was just bad, and so I decided to move it to this. And if you know Tradescantia are pretty thirsty, so it can, you know, it's not good for it to dry out consistently. It was losing a lot of the old leaves, and so I just potted it up, and it's clearly loving it. You know, I'm not really complaining whatsoever, but I love this plant. It is such an easy propagator, a grower, just all around good plant. Definitely needs a lot more light though with any Tradescantia, or else you're gonna lose those older leaves real quickly. Alright, moving on to my lower shelf. Look at this beauty. I did stick my maidenhair fern in here. I just feel like it needed a little bit more light. I also get some pretty good humidity in here, so I feel like it wouldn't mind that either. The leaf shape, I'll show you guys what it was giving me before. Kind of like this, like just really small leaves compared to like what the greenhouses were growing, which is this. I was just getting like some really small dingy leaves, which I don't mind these, but I do really like the like big lush cascading foliage of this, and so it kind of isn't what I was like looking forward to with this plant. And so I did, you know, decide to stick it in here, and I don't know if it's the light or the humidity that's like really helping to get these bigger leaves out, because like look at this isn't the biggest thing, but it's definitely like better than like what I was getting before. I don't know if it's the light or the humidity. It doesn't really mind either, but I also kind of figure that with the lighter green foliage it might enjoy some more, you know, higher light. So I think that it could be either or. I still want to try and grow this in like ambient humidity, like not in, you know, this shelf, because this shelf can get upwards of like 60 to maybe even 70% humidity. Like you guys see, my Jose Bono is throwing out an aerial root, so it can definitely have some like good humidity in here. So yeah, I'm just curious to see how this will grow in higher light with less humidity. All right, and while this maidenhair fern is out of here, I want to talk about my Vesuvius. Oh my god, I think I actually have to chop it. Look at that. Do you guys see that? God. Yes, this is also my friend's sensitive plant. I'm rehabbing it for her, and you guys can see it's a freaking drama queen. But man, I think I need to oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I'm chopping this today, and we're just gonna do with what we can. I underwatered this so badly, you guys, and it just, that's why all of this has happened, and the new leaf actually like dried off because I just underwatered it so badly. It's in a cloche, so I kind of just tend to like forget about it, and like forget that it even exists. But yeah, I'm gonna chop that today. My begonia my Calathea Warscewiczii, one of my favorites still to this day. I love this plant so much, and just look at all of this rootage. This actually needs water, so I'm going to leave this out so I remember to water this. But just a beautiful plant. I will never get over this plant, you guys. It is so precious to me. My Frydek, look at this beauty. Yeah, it has had a lot of success. Previously, before this alocasia, I definitely struggled with a lot of other alocasias, and I still feel myself struggling with them because I just don't understand them like I understand this plant. This plant I gave a really high leca reservoir, and I think that before I was struggling with this one because it didn't have enough light, like, whatsoever, and I just kind of thought it had more light than it actually did. And so since sticking it in here, there is a little bit of like that weird like edging, like it's just lighter green on the outer edges, which to me just says insufficient nutrients. It needs a little bit more nutrients, which it is an alocasia. This lower leaf seems to be pretty okay, but I do kind of also see some burning on here. Not burning, but like light bleaching. So I mean, this could be light bleaching, but this was, these lighter green outer margins were there before it was in this space, and it just kind of worsened as it was in here. So yeah, it just kind of tells me that it needs more nutrients, which I've been trying to really be on top of feeding this plant, because alocasias are really heavy feeders, and they just need a lot of nutrients to keep up with those, you know, lower leaves and still consistently give you new ones. This one does have a leaf in the sheath, if you can even see that. You can like barely see it, and then this other piece here also has a small leaf in there. So you know, I'm hoping it doesn't drop this one. I have felt really good about this plant. It is definitely a work in progress, but I can't wait to see what this plant turns into and what it flourishes into, because I truly feel like I finally am getting sort of a grasp of this, but knock on wood, I don't want to jinx that. My philodendron gigas, I don't want to talk about this one too much because I have definitely been raving about this plant for so long, but if you do not have one, get one. If you take anything from this video, this is what I want you to take, okay? This leaf right here is its own cutting, and then these 3 leaves are a completely different cutting, so there's 2 cuttings in here, and this is finally starting to give me some auxiliary bud growth. Actually, I think this needs water. I did repot this recently, so now it is in my butt mug. It is in a lot smaller pot size as well, so yeah, I definitely probably need to water this. But I also want to mention this one. This is my mistletoe cactus, or I believe this is a Ripsalis spicifera. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's in this beautiful pot from Au.clay. I never know if I'm saying that right, but I will link her Instagram down below if you guys want to follow her. She is an amazing ceramicist, and I'm so happy that I finally have one of her pieces in my collection. I have always dreamed of this day that I could bring one of her pieces into my collection, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've kind of been struggling with this plant, and I don't know why. I feel like right now it doesn't look as bad because I did just recently water this, but I feel like this plant just always fails for me. Like, no matter what, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You know, I'll leave it, I won't water it. Like right now, I recently moved these, most of these were in water, I believe. I moved them into soil, and it's just like, I don't know, when I repotted into this pot, I saw some rot, and so I was just like, God, what am I doing wrong? If you guys have had success with this, I know Ripsalis tend to be pretty easy, so I don't understand why I'm struggling with this, but if you guys have any care guide, any tips, I would be oh, okay. I got caught up in stroking this plant. But yeah, if you don't have this, or if you don't own any Ripsalis, I definitely recommend you get some. I feel like they are definitely coming into the swing of things now, especially with Charmaine making her video on them. I definitely have found a new enjoyment for them, and especially this one. I have a Pallidiflorum cutting in here, and it is not rooting up whatsoever. I had taken a cutting previously before this one. You can see where I chopped it, and it like rooted up so quickly, but this one, I don't know what is going on. It is just like struggling to root. I don't know if it's maybe because it's like it's not a fresh stem, it's just kind of calloused over and like it's done growing, and this stem or the cutting that I took before was like literally fresh. It was the top cut, so it was like fresh stem, and it rooted up so easily. And this one I'm just kind of like holding out for. I don't know if it's gonna root for me, and I'll actually show you guys that cutting later because that one has also had some pretty good growth on it. But yeah, I'm just really sad about this one. It was one of my biggest leaves, and I was so proud to grow this leaf, and so I'm definitely kind of like sad if I lose this. Another one, my Hoya obovata, finally giving me some substantial growth. I feel so good about it. Yeah, I can't wait for this to start growing because I've heard it's a really fast grower, and so I just want to be able to experience that. I don't know, but I just really want those big, like thick hockey puck leaves, and I can't wait. I really can't wait. So this is the new shelf. And I did have these shelves here prior to this, but I just wasn't really appreciating them as much. I wasn't really giving them the attention that they needed. I didn't really have any plants on here. And so I am so excited for this. I still might move some things around just because everything is kind of still in limbo right now. But as of right now, I'm definitely enjoying this display, especially with this giant piece of wood just like going upwards. It just looks so beautiful. And so on this piece of wood, I actually have my Hoya caudata, and I actually want to show you guys the new leaf on this one. Just kidding, I can't get it out, but I'll insert a video that I took of the newest leaf. I wish I could capture the beautiful color that these display on the new leaves, and like, oh, I just don't know if like I'll ever truly be able to encapsulate how much I enjoy this plant. I didn't think I was going to, just because of when I got it, it already kind of like looked very like fully grown and just like fully established, and I didn't know where I wanted to take that. But experiencing the new leaves, I think I definitely want to grow this into something big, or you know, something substantial enough to where I feel like it's truly appreciated and displayed in a way that I know I would enjoy it. Some other plants that I have over here, my white wizard, I did move this closer to the light just because, again, that variegation, and I just sort of wanted it to still give me some pretty good variegation. This newest leaf isn't the best variegated, but I'm not complaining as long as I'm not getting like fully green leaves, you know. This is rooting up really, really well, actually. And so I just kind of want to get it a little bit more rooted up to where I feel fully confident moving it into something else. And my El Choco as well. You guys, this plant didn't skip a beat with rooting. I kind of was worried at first, if I'm being honest. Like I don't really know why I was worried, just because I have rooted one of these before in less light and with with less knowledge. And so now that I have a more understanding of what this plant wants and what it appreciates, I feel like I know I can do this. And so I've kind of gained a little bit more confidence when it comes to propagating this plant. And yeah, it just makes me feel really good, and I am so happy to see that this is rooting up. I don't know what I'm going to put this in yet. Let me know what you guys grow your El Choco in, if you have one. I'm thinking pond, but I don't know. I also wouldn't mind soil, like a chunky mix similar to like my micans. I feel like I would really enjoy that. But let me know what you guys grow yours in, and maybe we'll, you know, I'll take it from there. My plant arrangement, if you guys are new to the channel, this thing has been a beautiful sight to see. It's truly grown into this design so beautifully, and I love it. I honestly would not have this any other way, because just like, look at this, all of this variegation. They're all variegated plants, but like the bushiness and the like frilliness of this, it's just truly what gets me. And yeah, this is the newest leaf on my Epipremnum albo, and I did chop it, and then it just threw out this leaf, which I was like, wow, and then it gave me this leaf which is not even a fully developed leaf. So one step forward, two steps back, but we'll see where, you know, the next leaf takes us. I think, oh my god, look at the size of that. Do you guys see that like protrusion in the sheath? Wow. Oh my god. I can't wait. My marble is also giving me a new leaf, which I, again, love, appreciate that. This one has also started to get some pretty substantial size on it. And then my heteroecium, my variegated heteroecium, love it. Love it. Always, like, no complaints about this plant whatsoever. Besides, where the heck is that leaf? Besides this thing over here. Like, excuse me? What the heck is this? And then up here I have my Marble Queen. I also have a Jasenia cutting in here. And then my Mojito, amazing growth on this one. And I just felt like these were more bushy plants, and so they would do well up here. I actually might try and move my Maidenhair up here now that I think of it. I feel like it could look really good. Or even my like Florida Beauty maybe, but I don't know that this has enough light to really give it that light that it needs, because this is it's just an IKEA bulb. Like, it's an LED. I think it's like 7 watts maybe. Yeah, it's not like an actual grow light, and so yeah, definitely lower light plants up here. All right, over here on my desk, I have quite a few plants as well. I have more of like my favorite plants, if I'm being honest, just because I stare at this like every day and I don't have to like go and hunt for these plants. Yeah, this is my wavy no ID from Russo Plant Care. I had this in my propagation corner under the grow light. Like, the leaf was literally like right underneath the grow light, and so it started burning, and I don't know what I expected, honestly. I was playing with fire and I got burnt. I wish I didn't do that, honestly. Like, I really wish I didn't. It would have been a pristine leaf if I didn't, but it is what it is. And now every single leaf on here has, you know, some form of damage, and so yeah, I cannot wait for that new leaf, I will tell you that. Another thing that I feel like I haven't really showed you guys is my prop tower thing. I don't even know what to call this, but it is where I have put most of my wet sticks and things like that. So yeah, for the most part in here, I have a lot of Micans cuttings, and I have some Splendid. I also have my Pallidiflorum bottom cut in here. I have some El Choco wet sticks, and just all around, I have just sort of stuck some wet sticks in here. Let me move this actually. And so it's literally just a water bottle that's like sliced down the middle, and then I taped the bottom of the other half on the top of this one, and it's just kind of like a wall of props, but I have it in my cloche. And so yeah, I really enjoy this just because I feel like as it fills in, I won't feel so pressured to like take these out. So I just feel really good about this and really happy with this whole display, and just like I love being able to see the roots, and it's very like aesthetically pleasing to me. Some other things I have in here are some beautiful alocasia corms. This is my Aslanii corm, and then these two are the green dragon scale corms, and you can see the leaf shape is like right on point. Yeah, I just have it in some perlite. This is the shot glass that my Tradescantia used to be in, and I just sort of stuck them in here. All right, and over here, first I want to start with this beautiful specimen. Look at her reaching out to you. This is my Stefania suberosa, and let me just get a close-up of these leaves, you guys, because I am so obsessed with this plant. Like, I didn't think when I first got it, I was like, okay, it's just like, I just got it as like a stump. It wasn't really anything, you know, to really look at. It wasn't really anything to appreciate besides like the stump. And so seeing this grow into the plant that it is just truly like, oh my god, it just makes me so happy. And I was so scared to take care of this plant, you guys. I honestly thought I was gonna kill it, but it seriously seems to be so happy, and so I am happy. I love the way that all of these leaves face you. I love how thin the leaves feel, but it just like is such an easy plant. If you guys are scared of getting a caudaxy plant like this, I definitely recommend it. Try and put it in this setup as well. I just have like a small like a layer down there to sort of hold some water. It just really enjoys that like humidity hug below the surface, and so yeah, I love this plant so much. And I actually want to experiment propagating this. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that it was touching the mic, but yeah, I want to experiment propagating this. I have heard that some people can take like cuttings like any other plant and it'll root up for you, or it'll like throw out like a little bulb. So yeah, I definitely want to try that. But I right now have just been loving watching all of these leaves expand. They come out like tiny little leaves, and they expand to probably bigger than this. Another plant I'm gonna quickly talk about, I'm not gonna talk about this one too much. I did feature this in my favorites, but just look at this monstrous leaf. If you guys watched that video, you saw that I mentioned that this one was the biggest leaf. Remember my hand, okay? It's literally the size of my hand. Can you see that? Do you see that? I love this leaf. I don't even think it's fully hardened off. It's definitely reaching that point, but I just love the variegation on this as well. Like, it takes a while for it to show the variegation. Like, it just comes in green, and then it'll slowly start to show you like the little light green speckles, and I just love it so much. I don't know if this is gonna turn white or if it's just gonna keep some of that more like minty, sagey variegation. I think this might definitely be white, but I love this plant so much, you guys. And I did actually change it. It used to be in my butt mug, and then I changed it into like a terracotta mug or a terracotta pot. And then I switched it into this pot, which I don't know if I like it, honestly. I might try and change it to something else, because I just am not really sure about this. This Smikins has like tripled in size, and I actually think I have to cut it pretty soon, which I'm like dreading the day of, because come on, like, come on. But to make it a lot more fuller and just less like leggy, these two vines down here are definitely getting pretty leggy. I need to chop it, and so I am gonna do a propagation video pretty soon, probably after this video, honestly. And so I am just kind of enjoying it while I can, and I can't wait to see what this grows into. I feel like this is definitely the time to propagate, and so yeah, I cannot wait. I love this plant so much, you guys, and the design that it's in, like. Alright, you guys, so over here I have my Politoflorum. This is the cutting that I took. This leaf is dying off, sadly. Oh my god. I really hate how quickly these leaves are like leaving. I've seen Houseplant care, which he tends to keep a lot of his leaves on his, I think his Winlingeri, and he has literally kept every single leaf on that plant from, you know, juvenile to more mature. And I just don't know what I'm doing wrong with this plant. It did just come from a propagation, so I think it could just be not enough nutrients to upkeep, you know, the new growth. And so yeah, I have it in this small tiny cup. You can see some new root growth there. I definitely feel a lot happier with, you know, starting this plant over, just because I was struggling a lot with the you know, main plant in this, like the mother plant, which is now chopped into pieces. But just definitely struggling a lot to one, get a good like root system on there. The root system that was on there kept rotting. It would come back, it would rot. It was just like a constant cycle that I was kind of tired of. But this one, it definitely seems a lot happier. I feel really good about this one. Another plant that I wanted to show you guys is my beautiful, this was the name that I forgot the plant of, or the name of. You guys, I'm literally blanking. I don't remember the name of this. I'll pop it in the screen. But it is a Caudex plant. I'm pretty sure I overwatered this, because as you guys can see, some of these lower stalks are kind of like drooping downward. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I overwatered this, the watering before this most recent one. It's also getting like this really weird yellow stuff. I don't know if you guys can even see that, but there's like a yellow patch, or just kind of like a brown patch on there. I'm not sure what that is. My brother's girlfriend got me this little mushroom from, I believe they went to Florida, and it is just so stinking cute. I stuck it in here the second I saw it because it's just so adorable and I love it so much. And the last space I want to show you guys is my little propagation corner. I just have one Brina light over here, and this is where, for the most part, I had most of my propagations. I had my prop boxes over here, but as of now, it's kind of, you know, moved on to better things. I actually have some like nice plants over here, and just overall a, you know, not so prop box corner anymore. Besides like this one and like this thing in the center, I don't really have any propagations over here. So yeah, don't really know what don't really know what I want to call this corner anymore. But yeah, over here, first I want to start off with my Maranta. My boyfriend got me this beautiful pot for my birthday this year, and it has a little cat, and it's just so cute. I did paint it, actually. I painted it this blue color, and I put my variegated Maranta in here. It just kind of slowly happened. I didn't really plan this out, but yeah, it's in a really small pot. I love this plant. If you guys saw, I think it was like a haul I did on this. I'll pop in the thumbnail if I can find the video that I did on this. This thing was infested with mealybugs. You guys, like every nook and cranny of this plant had mealybugs. As of now, knock on wood, this thing should be mealybug free. As of now, maybe. We're hoping. We can only pray, because this thing was so bad, you guys. Like it used to be so full, and I've recently had to like do a lot of propagating and things like that, which I wish I didn't have to do that, but I'm not complaining at the fact that I did. I just wish I didn't. Yeah, I love this plant so much, and I feel like it's so perfect for the hair on this, because they are very like active and vocal, and they'll kind of move around a lot. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this grow into this beautiful pot that my boyfriend got me, and I can't wait. I love the variegation on this. It's so gorgeous. I need to mention this plant. My sugar vine, which is like going crazy. You guys can see all of these new vines. I'm so happy with this plant, and this plant will never get old, honestly. I want to grow a big like viney plant. I want to grow a big trailing plant of this. And yeah, if you guys don't have one of these, I recommend you get it. It is so easy, very thirsty plant. And yeah, this was honestly such a perfect candidate for no drainage. And so yeah, it's currently in no drainage and not complaining whatsoever. Also, really quickly, if you watched this video, I'll pop it in, you guys would have known I have been struggling with my orchid for a pretty long time now. And yeah, actually I had to cut the blooms off and, you know, all that stuff, but it is finally giving me some roots. I am so happy with this. This was a gift from my boyfriend. And I honestly would have hated myself if I let this die, or if this just died on my watch, because he has given me so many plants, and well, not so many. He's given me a peperomia. That peperomia is no longer with us, and I did not want this to be another situation like that, because I wanted an orchid. I truly want to get more into orchids, and so I'm so happy that I'm getting to, you know, root this up. And you know, I feel like as long as this was a success, I'm so happy with the experience I got from this. Like, I'm so happy that now I'm gonna have the confidence to, you know, root things up like this, and you know, I can also, you know, talk more about it and just like let you guys in on it, because it's truly, it did take a while, but I feel really, really good about it. And it's also starting to push out a new leaf, I believe. Alright, so that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I feel like so full with everything in my collection right now. Every speck of growth and every plant in my collection is truly making me feel so confident in my skill with this hobby, and just my experience overall is just really, really good right now. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching.